I've come to the conclusion that maybe we should get, the arch roller out. And here it is, the arch roller, and we're going to roll the arches. So the arch roller is bolted to the hub, the wheel's removed obviously, but look at my lovely suspension. So the idea is of the arch roller is, if you don't know, if you've been living under a tree for the last 20 years, is this return of the arch here is just too deep. So to get clearance for the wheel would have to be here. I don't want the wheel here, I want the wheel as close to the edge of the body as possible. So the roller, when it's set up correctly, is going to sit along the bottom of here, and we're going to be rolling it backwards and forwards, obviously on the hub, adding more and more pressure as we go, and that is going to fold that lip. Imagine that's the lip, going to fold that lip more and more and more and more and up. If you do it rightly, it won't affect the external bodywork, but then this arch will be folded all the way up into here. Now, there's a few things you need to consider when you're doing this. Number one is there's a chance you're going to break the paint. So in order to help that, what we're going to do is we're going to add some heat via a heat gun onto here as we're going along. There are a few little bits and scabs on this anyway, so I'm not really that bothered, but good practice to add plenty of heat to it, and hopefully the paint will give a bit. For how much I'm wanting to roll it all up and out the way, there's a very good chance it is going to crack. So let's rock and roll. But before we do that, because we have my new coilovers on here and the spring is that tightly wound, the hub's not dropping down sufficiently enough for us to get the roller onto the arch properly. So I could spend hours winding the coilover back down, or I could just undo the bolts on the top. So we're going to undo the bolts on the top, drop the hub down, support it from underneath so we're not affecting the centre, and we're going to get rolling. Remove my mega sound system. It's not even fitted properly. There's nothing in there. And there is the top of the strut. Yes. So we're going to undo that bolt, and we're going to undo that bolt, and just drop the whole lot down, which gives us a lot more clearance for the rolling. Let's go. Okay, so the top mount is now undone at the top, and we've got a jack under here, and in theory now, if I let this jack off, it should drop the whole hub down. Let me get that on there, my top quality jack. Let's see what happens. No, absolutely nothing. The hub, we have also removed the anti-roll bar drop link, so in theory now, if I let my amazing motorsport jack down, which I've had for about 20 years, the hub should not move at all. Right, apparently it does help if you take all the bolts off the top mount for it to drop. So take 3 now, and if I undo this, the whole thing should drop. Let's have a look. There we go. Oh, should maybe have disconnected that beforehand. Right, so now what I'll do is I'll put a bit of pressure on that. That's given us a lot more room here. So what I'll do is I'll set the roller up and we'll get rolling. Right, okay, roller's set up. Heat gun's ready. What I'm going to do before I start rolling the arch is I've scuffed it all up behind there with some Scotch pads, some Scotch Brite red one. And then because the lip's going to be folded up tight, we don't want anything to get in there, I'm going to put some seam sealer in. Okay, some Noble seam sealer. I'm going to put all that in first, a nice thick bead, and then when I start rolling, it's going to roll up and roll up. It's going to force a load of it out, but at the same time, it's going to keep a load of it in. So it's going to be fully airtight and watertight in there. And without air and without water, we're not going to have any rust, are we? And then obviously afterwards, I'm going to seam seal over the top of that. So it's all going to be protected. Okay, let's roll. Okay, so here's the arch roller. I've got it against the arch, obviously, and we're going to roll it because it's an arch roller and that's what it's for. So we're going to start very gently, and obviously I can't do 3 things at once, but having a hot air gun on the paint to keep it soft. Roll backwards and forwards, and as we go along, we're slowly going to be altering the pressure with this here which is going to move the arm further out, and we can adjust the head to meet the contour of the arch. So we can slowly, not put too much pressure on one point of it, slowly just get it nice and rolled. And then, if I can last longer than 2 minutes doing this, we'll get my other tool out, which, can you hear it? Yeah, the other tool I use after using the arch roller for 2 minutes when I get bored is this. Yes, my trusty arch roller here. So this was what I'll use to massage the situation. Right, let's roll, literally. Roll, yeah, get it? Excitement time. Oh. And there we go, all rolled perfectly, absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with my arch rolling. I did try. And there we go, one perfectly rolled arch with absolutely no paint come off it whatsoever. Whoa! None whatsoever. Not a little bit. Not at all. Let's have a look over here. See what's going on over here. Okay, so suspension's back on, wheels back on, arches rolled. We can't really get too much under there because what you're going to do is you're going to steal the paint that's fell off. Not that there is any, of course. Don't know, whatever you are. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to treat all that with, up behind there, with a bit of epoxy after the seam sealer's gone off from the inside, and then we'll re-seam it, bish bash bosh. Okay, so we mix up a little bit of epoxy primer just to touch in any bare metal to protect it. So it's a two-part, you add the hardener obviously, we've only mixed a little bit, and we're literally just going to touch it up with a brush because the whole car is going to be bodyworked and painted sometime in the future, probably in the next few months. So for now, this is the best thing to protect the metal, and then anything else can go on top of this. And look what I've spotted. What an arse. My car's had a wee, and it is petrol, fuel, whatever you want to call it. So the brake pipes and the fuel pipes did look a bit scabby along here, but I took them off, I took everything else and treated it and whatever. But yeah, we've got a little leak, so I'm gonna have to replace fuel lines. Just another job to do. The joys of classic cars, eh? Right, I'll try and show you the arch now quickly because I'm just about to let the car down. Can you see inside there? So, like we say, we cleaned it and then we put some seam sealer in there, rolled it, all the seam sealer squirted out, so that's airtight in there then. Then we've epoxy primed, and then re-seamed as well, as you can see with the spray seam sealer. And I know you can see a lip there on the video, but you can't really feel it, so there's nothing getting in there anyway. So bish bash bosh, there you go. Okay, car dropped down now. I haven't set the suspension up or anything yet, so but now fit my fingers lovely under there. And clearance wise, it is still tight. Hard to see, let's have a look there. But I think we're going to be safe. And it hasn't affected, nothing's flared, I've just rolled the arches. Flaring them is where you'll roll it under and then you'll roll it out. But no, I'm very happy with that. So we've got the back there. Obviously it could go lower if I wanted, but how low do you need to go? And the front, there's a bit of camber on the front because it's obviously camber adjustable. I'm probably going to end up getting camber arms for the back and probably poly bushes because I need to drop the subframe. So we're going to be doing an episode on that as well. Well, that's going to be a few episodes. So yeah, all done. Happy? Right, there we go. Arches all rolled, sealed and protected. And that concludes a wheel fitment basically, because we did an episode on where we had the spacers done and we picked the wheels and we've had the suspension. So I'm quite happy with the way the car's sitting now. Obviously, I haven't drove it on the road, so it is going to settle a little bit, but that's when I'll get the suspension set up. So yeah, let's have another quick look. Very happy. Very happy indeed. So yeah, another job checked off the list, and that is basically the end of 2020 for us here. Have a great Christmas everyone, a new year. Listen, it's funny old times at the moment. The main thing is just stay safe and get out there and start working on your Celica a bit. There's always jobs to do, believe it. Right, take it easy. See you soon. Bye.